Welcome to this edition of ARTV News. I'm Tony Beauvais. In today's program, ARTV News, Lightscape returns to Melbourne, Six the Musical, Retrograde, Sydney Poitier, the actor who rewrote the script, Writer's Corner with Dick Gross and Peter Carlos, and ARTV Magazine. ACCA is proud to unveil This Is Not the Storm, the long-awaited Australian solo debut of artist Julius von Bismarck. Spanning over 2 decades of work, this exhibition brings together major kinetic sculptures, photography and immersive video installations, much of it never before seen on our shores. Von Bismarck isn't just showing us landscapes, he's challenging how we define nature itself. Is it a romantic sanctuary, an economic resource, or is it a vengeful force beyond our control? With scientific curiosity and a touch of dry humour, his work captures the Anthropocene, the era of human impact, by highlighting the awe, the terror and the sheer absurdity of our attempts to dominate the environment. It is poetic, unsettling and deeply experimental. This Is Not the Storm invites you to step into the eye of the gale and reconsider the reality we've built. See the website for all the details. In the heart of Naarm, a new exhibition at Alcaston Gallery is bringing the atmospheric power of the Kimberley to life. Dr. Vanessa Russ, a Ngarinyin and Gija artist and highly accomplished academic, presents a series of exquisite monochromatic works that transcend simple landscape. Using Indian ink on paper, these pieces are recollections of her country, capturing the ever-shifting climate and the raw energy of Western Australia. Dr. Russ describes her process as a form of memorial DNA, a song or a meditation where country speaks through her. In these frames, you can feel the rhythm of the land, the sudden arrival of cyclones, the torrents of flooded rivers and the silt that has lifted and carried on its long journey to the sea. It is an invitation to witness a deep physical connection to the environment. Experience the works of Dr. Vanessa Russ at the Alcaston Gallery Viewing Rooms, located on Market Street in Melbourne. As the winter chill settles over the city, Melbourne is not heading into hibernation. Instead, it's waking up, rising. Victoria's flagship festival of new art, music and performance is back to transform the heart of Naarm this June. This isn't just a festival, it's a takeover. From massive visual art displays that redefine our streets, to immersive performances hidden in unexpected corners. There is truly something for everyone. Whether you're looking for a late-night party, a world-class live concert, or a quiet moment of wonder at a public installation, Rising invites you to choose your own adventure. It's a celebration of creativity that belongs to the whole city. So grab a coat and head into the glow. To see the full program, visit the website. Something sweet is finally coming to our shores. Broadway's smash hit musical Waitress is making its way to Australia for the very first time. Inspired by the beloved film and brought to life by a trailblazing all-female creative team, this is the irresistible story of resilience and hope. Featuring an original uplifting score by Grammy winner Sarah Bareilles, it's a show that hits all the right notes. Experience a powerhouse Australian cast starring Natalie Bassingthwaite as Jenna, alongside Rob Mills, John Waters and a stellar ensemble. Follow Jenna, a small-town waitress and master pie maker, as she dreams of a fresh start. And when a baking contest and an unexpected romance offer her a taste of change, she discovers that the secret ingredient to happiness is her own. It's quite simply a slice of 5-star musical pie. Waitress, opening May the 1st at Her Majesty's Theatre. Grab your seat at the counter. Tickets are on sale now. Close your eyes and imagine the year 1876. You're standing in the engine room of Melbourne's survival, the Long Room. It is a noisy, bustling hive of activity. Around you, 30 customs officers and 100 merchants are shouting over the din, processing the trade that built this city. Today, that noise has vanished, leaving behind a hall of noble proportions. This is the jewel of the Immigration Museum. Architect Peter Kerr didn't just build a customs house, he built a temple to trade. Look up at the towering iconic columns and ornate architraves modelled after the Erechtheion in Athens from 400 BC. It is a space designed to secure unbounded admiration. From its origins in London to its survival through the centuries, the Long Room remains one of Melbourne's most awe-inspiring architectural wonders. Step inside and feel the weight of history. The Long Room at the Immigration Museum. Beautiful in art, eternal in spirit. Lightscape returns to the Royal Botanic Gardens in Melbourne with spectacular new installations, new artists and a breathtaking new journey.
Melbourne is alive in winter with fantastic events, such as Lightscape at the Botanic Gardens in 2026. Celebrated nationwide, Lightscape now holds 2 consecutive gold wins at the Victorian Tourism Awards, cementing its place as one of Australia's most sought-after winter experiences. This year, the iconic landscape of the Royal Botanic Gardens has been completely reimagined. Prepare to be mesmerised by brand new light installations. Enjoy the magic under the stars with mulled wine, hot chocolate, and delicious treats. Whether it's a family adventure, a romantic evening, or a unique escape into nature after dark, Lightscape is an experience that you'll never forget. Move beneath towering, glowing floral arches that reach toward the heavens. Stand in or before a vast, shimmering lawn of light that ripples like a neon ocean. Here, the boundary between art and nature disappears. Wander along glowing pathways, encounter breathtaking large-scale artworks, interactive experiences, and lose yourself within a landscape of color and music as the gardens are transformed beneath the night sky. Lose yourself in a world of captivating soundscapes where every pathway glows with purpose. You'll encounter breathtaking, large-scale artworks and interactive experiences that respond to your presence. Every step is a new chord in a symphony of color and music, transforming the familiar gardens into a dreamscape beneath the night sky. Whether it's your first visit or a returning tradition, Lightscape 2026 promises an unforgettable night under the stars. See the website for details.
The Queens are back at the Comedy Theatre.
The Queens are back at the Comedy Theatre. The global smash hit phenomenon Six, the musical, is making its royal stage return to Melbourne's Comedy Theatre in 2026. This global phenomenon, which has taken the world by storm, tells the extraordinary story of the 6 wives of King Henry VIII, who step out of the shadow of their infamous husband and reclaim their own narratives. From Tudor queens to pop princesses, Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anna of Cleves, Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr are ready to turn up the mic once again, remixing 500 years of history into an 80-minute electrifying pop concert fit for royalty. Capturing hearts from West End to Broadway and beyond, Six the Musical has been crowned a global sensation, with 38 major international awards, including 2 Tony Awards and a Grammy nomination. Seen by over 3.5 million fans each year worldwide, streamed more than 5.2 billion times across all platforms, and having toured more than 15 countries, Six the Musical continues to reign supreme. What sets Six apart is its ability to resonate with diverse audiences and breathe new life into historical storytelling. With its superbly crafted lyrics and modern sound, the musical effortlessly bridges the gap between the past and the present, appealing to theatre enthusiasts and new audiences from all genres. Six the Musical is a groundbreaking musical that pushes all boundaries and inspires audiences of all ages. It's a high-octane, fun-filled 80 minutes of megawatt entertainment. See the website for details.
It's the so-called golden age of Hollywood. A world fueled by big money and heady ambition. But beneath the glossy facade, a shadow of fear is spreading. It's the era of McCarthyism, where paranoia is the currency and loyalty is a trap. A young Sydney Poitier walks into a television studio. On the table, a career-defining opportunity. A breakout lead role that could change everything. All that stands between him and the stars is a is a single signature on a contract. Or so he thinks. But as the network's fast-talking lawyer begins firing loaded questions, the room begins to shrink. When his own screenwriter's loyalty is called into question, the meeting takes a sinister turn. Suddenly, the cost of ambition becomes alarmingly clear. Director Bert Labonte steers this blistering, wickedly funny work to its breaking point, starring international screen legend Alan Dale and featuring a breakout performance by newcomer Donné Ngabo as Portier. Retrograde is a brilliantly tense triumph. This is a witty interrogation of identity and integrity, conjuring a real encounter from Portier's past, 10 years before he would become the first black man to win the Best Actor Oscar. Retrograde exposes the racial fault lines of an empire and the impossible choices faced by those who dared to cross them. One room, one conversation, everything at stake. Retrograde. Now playing at Melbourne Theatre Company. Witness the moment history was made, or almost broken. Dick Gross spoke to screenwriter Peter Carlos about the world of script writing.
You've been a script doctor in LA.
Yeah.
You've been at the epicentre of, or one of the many epicentres, because there's, Bollywood and Hollywood. But you've been at one of the epicentres of film product in the world.
Yeah.
And you've had a serious and eminent job in that place.
Here's what happened. I had signed up to the Lee Strasberg Institute, the acting school.
Yeah.
And literally within the first month of being there, some kid, well, I was a kid then at the time, we were like 19 or 20, said to me, I'm quitting my day job. And I said, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a script doctor. I thought he'd say I'd work in a bar or something.
Yeah.
And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, come meet my boss. And I went to meet his boss, which is an amazing guy named Barry Primus. No one knows Barry, but he's done like over 150 films or something. You know his face. He's one of these guys where you go, I know this guy's face. And I went to interview Barry at his house, and we had a mutual friend. And I said, he goes, you're such and such's friend. I said, yeah. And we just connected, and he said, here's a script. Tell me your thoughts about the script. And he gave me one of the scripts.
Fantastic, amazing opportunity.
And from there, Barry is good friends with all these so-called famous people. And then I started reading scripts for Barry, and then from there we went to different independent directors and writers, and they said, hey, give your script to Peter, he'll look at it. People like Mark Rydell, who directed The Rose. Barry was good friends with De Niro, so there's a lot of scripts coming through Tribeca that they would give to us just to read, because they trusted Barry, and Barry trusted me. And then after that, what happened is there was a guy named Jason Schumann. Jason was studying directing at the time at USC, and when he was studying directing...
Southern California,
yeah. And I was an actor at the time, and I was in 3 of his short films. Then he became a producer, and he gave me the first job at Sony being a script doctor. And from there I ended up to Paramount.
So at Paramount, you're a script doctor, and notwithstanding these extraordinary qualifications, here you are.
Here we are. At the Alex in St Kilda. We've come a long way.
I suspect this won't be the first time I try and get information out of you.
No.
So talk to me a bit about what you as a script doctor look for in writing for the moving image.
There's a thing, and in LA they call it writing formula. Formula has to have certain key notes in a script. When I first gave my script, I had a script to my agent, he literally threw it in the bin. That's
nice.
LA. That's
nice.
LA. They just threw it in the bin. And I said, why'd you throw it in the bin? And he goes, that's your job is to find out. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I found out the script was 126 pages long. They want it at around 110. That's formula.
16 pages?
Yeah, I had to cut 16 pages, yeah. That's formula. Now, if you're someone like a well-known writer, right, like Quentin Tarantino's scripts are like 140, 150, 160 pages, they don't give a shit because it's his script. But if you're brand new, the script has to be around 110. That's formula.
I mean, it was so interesting because we were talking about romance novels and Mills and Boon.
Yeah.
And they've got formula.
Generic. Now, the thing with LA is they want you to break the formula, but they want to know that you can write formula.
Right.
And after reading...
Like Picasso.
Correct. You've got to learn how to paint normally first, and then you see, but somewhere in that, even if you so-called break the formula, you actually see those patterns. And what I used to do was, at first, what they do at the big places, they only have you read the first 3 pages. And if the first 3 pages are okay, then you read up to 10 pages. If from page 3 to page 10, the story kind of stays flat, you dump it in the thing and you write, thank you for your script, not interested. At the very beginning... It
is ruthless.
It is ruthless. But I used to disagree with that. Now I agree with it. And he was my lesson. At very first, there was one writer, I remember, he would email us and say, hey, and I wrote back to him saying, listen, your script is good, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. And my boss said, we're not a school here. He should know that. And sure enough, this guy emailed me 7 scripts, and they all had the same problems.
Right.
And he said, that's the point. We know that a good writer would know what makes a good script. So if there's failure there, you can tell them, hey, scene 9 needs work, and they usually have 4 or 5 script doctors. We basically read the script and say scene 9 doesn't work. If 4 or 5 of us say scene 9 doesn't work, they go back to the writer and say scene 9 needs work.
And does script doctors get credits?
No, we don't get credits. We get, they know us, but here's how it works. If you're the writer and I script doctor your film, or they call them ghostwriters, we don't actually write. We can look at it and make strong suggestions. This is where the contracts come in. If you, I'll take a long story and make it short. This is where we get in trouble. Say you asked the question. And if I'm Paramount and I bought your script outright, you get a lot of money, but you have no control over what we do with it.
Right.
We can do whatever you like with it. That's why some writers go see the film and they go, that's not the film I wrote.
Yeah.
And Paramount says, we don't care. We paid you a lot of money. Right? We change it to do whatever you like. If you say, I want creative control over it, they say, great. You take less money, you'll go creative control, and here's our team of writers, and they say scene 9 needs to change, but you've got to change it.
Yeah.
Now, if you say, listen, I can't be bothered changing it, I've got other things to work on, then they hire other people.
And you get less money and less control.
And you get less money, and those people get a credit.
Right.
So usually it'll say story by Peter, script by, and you'll find 5 to 10 names.
Yeah.
And they've all made some adjustment. We make suggestions, but we don't make the actual adjustment.
I want to go off course for a second.
Knock yourself out.
I always think that the screenplay writer versus the director doesn't get enough credit. In Europe, they say writer, then director.
No one knows the writer, sadly.
And in LA, it's reversed.
It's reversed. It's the director and the actor, and the writer, no one even has heard of them.
And where do you sit on that pecking order issue?
Writers should get known a lot more, right? And because no one knows them. You can ask the general public, tell me your favorite director, tell me your favorite thing, but no one knows writers.
Well, Pete, thanks very much.
Welcome to the show, Scotty.
Thank you.
So take us back to how you began. You started in Hong Kong and now you're Melbourne based. What was the journey from an artist's perspective?
Well, I first moved here 3 years ago, and I didn't have any friends here, no family here. Started it all here from the art school. I was here for my final year for my bachelor degree in fine art. make some friends, but it was still quite slow just to get to understand what the art environment here is. It took me quite a long time to get to know the different artist-run spaces in Melbourne, and then had my second years in VCA, did my honours in fine art there and got some exhibition show during that time, and then had my third year last year in lockdown here. But that was the year that I got to really work on the things that I really want to make at home, and somehow it ended up at the NGV.
Oh, and that's how we discovered you. What has the NGV, the Triennale, what has that experience been like? What has it done for you as an artist?
I think from my experience with the NGV Triennial, all the preparation with that, it has been quite surreal. First of all, that sort of opportunity for someone like me that just moved here and still at a young age in their career, kind of unbelievable. But I consider myself quite lucky with the work I made and what it means to the current situation. And the people at the gallery has been so great to work with, and I'm very grateful with that opportunity. So with that mask in the respirator mask that is at the Triennial, you can actually put incense in the mask and burn it, and so that the smoke would come out of the mask. I didn't do it with the ones that I have given them, but I did with my trial before, and because I really like the work that doesn't give an answer to a certain thing. I really like how objects can be, or even concept can be very ambiguous, and so I like to have the objects to have different function that is not its own original function. And so a respirator that is supposed to filter either virus or tear gas. I don't know why tear gas would happen, but I'm not gonna say too much of politic things, but you know what I mean. So that sort of having that mask, having that sort of function, then actually releasing like a healthy incense, I think there's the irony in it, but also it's just stupid. But still have the beauty, so there's that sincerity in it. So I really like to make my work with lots of effort, but to create something just actually stupid.
And now we're going to meet your other half, Scarlett.
Yes.
Welcome, Scarlett. Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a bit about how it is to be the art itself?
Well, being the art is not just about being pretty, but of course all art must be beautiful. But my way of approaching the art as me is that you know how there are lots of muses throughout the art history in either Western art or Asian art, and within that content, the great artists always have this great muse, or the muse became the art themselves. And so in this case, I am the art of Scotty. In a way that I think my approach to the drag and all the female's body images or representing idea of the female body, I see Scarlett or Scotty see me as a objectified sort of image of the female, Asian female specifically. And so having me presenting like this, I sort of play around the notion of the male artist objectifying the muses, and also as a man having the perfect ideal female image, but then as a man being that. So it's kind of like a different plays on the gender and the different play of representation as a man, as a woman, as a queer person.
Well, thank you so much, Scarlett, for joining us, and Scotty as well. It's been a pleasure having you here and hearing about your art.
Thank you.
If you'd like to let us know about any live event coming up in the inner Melbourne region within the next month, just shoot us an email at info@artv.com.au. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next month.
Whoa.